Hello everybody, and thank you for stopping by. Welcome to my channel. This footage you're seeing right here is from my first episode of a Let's Play, where I'm going to go through a few games that I personally like to play and put them on YouTube for no other reason other than because I want to. My name's Design, or Aiden, depending on, at what point you catch me on and what account I'm playing on. I'm from Melbourne. And what I'm doing here is just posting some videos because I quite enjoy the YouTube community. I've done a little bit of YouTube stuff in the past, a bit of editing, and I quite enjoyed the people that I met and the conversations that I had with them, and I met a few people to play games with as well. So what you're seeing here is some Warface gameplay. Warface is a free-to-play first-person shooter available on Steam, and I quite like it, despite the fact that there's no Australian servers. There's only North America, Europe, and Korea, I think. If you've played it at all, feels a lot like Call of Duty mixed with a bit of Battlefield. And you're watching some sniper gameplay, which is nothing super special, but I did quite well in this game. So yeah, I actually really like the way that this game plays out. It's really good for a free-to-play game, and I suppose that's a little bit about what I want to talk about, is the whole community behind the free-to-play game sector. More on Steam than on anything else. There's a lot of free-to-play games, and they all there's a lot of similar ones, but there's not a whole lot of free-to-play first-person shooters that are actually balanced and feel good. That was my first death there. I think I was on a 10 or 11 kill streak, I'm not sure. But yeah, there's not a whole lot of first-person shooters that, obviously Team Fortress 2, which has been out forever. But a few of the free-to-play games that I quite enjoy, I've played quite a few hours of Warface. I originally got it on Xbox 360 quite a while ago when it was back in beta. And it was free on Xbox Live at the time, so I got it back then, and I played it on console and was like, yeah, it was okay. But I quite enjoyed it on PC, and it's not, I don't know whether I'm just good at it, or whether it's easy, or whether what I'm using is overpowered. This sniper rifle that I'm using was an unlock. It was a reward for something, and I've extended the time that I can use it. So the way that it works, I suppose, is with free-to-play games, I suppose there's an era of you have to spend money on it in order to, I suppose, have an advantage and have all the things that you should start out a normal game with, bolt action sniper rifles, for example, in this game. But I mean, that's just the trend, that's the way that free-to-play games go. And you've got games like Team Fortress 2 that offer customizable character models, I suppose, for their paid microtransactions and whatnot. And I don't mind microtransactions. I don't personally partake in them. I do buy the DLC for Call of Duty pretty much every year. I'm a sucker for it. But, realistically, for your big AAA games, I don't mind spending a little bit of money on it. And I knocked that guy down through a wall. I'm not really sure what walls you can wallbang through in this game. Not quite yet. But a lot of a lot of free-to-play games I've found are really quite innovative. They test boundaries that AAA games don't bother with. Like Unturned, if you ever played it, is a zombie survival game, which sounds cliche, but it's done in a cartoony kind of style that I really enjoy, and it looks really pretty as well. Another one I play a bit of is Codename Cure, which is fairly new, I think. It's kind of like Counter-Strike Zombies, but with like missions and whatnot. I quite enjoy that as well. I've got friends who play Dota. I'm not a big fan of it myself. Not really for arena fighters, I suppose. I actually don't know what genre the game is. But anyway, point is that free-to-play games really don't have to conform to the formulas that you see out of AAA games, which I quite enjoy, which is why I'll pick up games like this Warface game, which is built on CryEngine, so you can like customize your weapons and stuff on the go if you've got attachments for them and whatnot. I actually don't think I showed it in this. I might have accidentally pressed C. like brings up the customization menu, but you can customize on the fly, which is awesome. But you know, I enjoy free-to-play games. I also play a lot of. I've got quite an extensive Steam library. I think I've got 150 odd games that I probably haven't played a whole lot of. But you know, I like to try a bunch of different things. I don't like to stick to the same games for ages and ages and ages and make content on the same videos, on the same video games. I do predominantly stick to computer, but that's because there's such a wide variety of things. I do play Counter-Strike Go. I might upload some of that at some point, but I only really play solo because honestly I don't have a whole lot of friends that play video games, because I work a lot and their timelines are different to mine. I've only got between sort of 6 and 10 or 11 at night to play video games, and that's when they're sort of doing their own thing. So I mean, I used to do a lot of YouTube stuff, editing wise, when Modern Warfare 2 was big. I used to do a bit of commentary stuff on an older channel for a friend of mine, but I never really saw it as a way to meet interesting people. I quite enjoy it. I did meet a few people while editing, sitting in Skype calls and whatnot with them, editing videos for them, and I really appreciate the gaming community. There's some real respect for proper content, good quality content, and although there are a lot of other content creators, some of them are in it for fame and glory and blah 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 blah. But I don't know, I see it as an awesome way to meet people, like-minded people who enjoy the same things that I do. So what I intend to upload as far as my channel goes, it really doesn't. I don't have a set goal in mind as to what sort of videos I want to produce. I would like to obviously show things that people want to see, but at the same time, there are niche markets for individual games that don't get the light of day, or games like this where there's no support for it in my country, just because of server location, I suppose. But I enjoy meeting like-minded people, so I'll upload whatever I feel like uploading. There's no restrictions with YouTube, and that's what I really like. Is that one day I'll upload some Warface, and the other day I'll upload some Angry Birds Mobile, and I'm not actually going to do that because I don't have a phone that would run it. But my point is that I'm not going to stick to a massively strict schedule. There's no need to, especially with YouTube. I'm going to play a game that I like to play for a while, especially this. This is good fun. I'm definitely going to play some more of this. I'd like to level it up, and I'd honestly really like to see Australian support for this game, but it's complicated. I'm sure there's more to it, more to putting out an Australian server than I would think. I mean, I'm just an IT guy. I don't partake in video game development and whatnot. So, I mean, I love Counter-Strike. I love music. I love Call of Duty games to a certain point. I used to like them a lot more. I'm really looking forward to Battlefield 1. I reckon that'll be great. Oh, there you go. There's the customization menu there. I brought that up accidentally. I think it's kind of cool how you can customize on the run. Similar to Crysis games, I suppose. They're built on the same engine. But, so anyway, back to what content I'd like to provide. Whether or not anyone watches is a different story. It's more of an outlet for myself because I have a limited social life. I work sort of 8 hours, 9 hours a day. Come home, cook, spend time with my cat, spend time with my girlfriend, and go to bed, go back to work the next day. So I don't know. I quite enjoy just gaming. The experiences you have, and fail here. The experiences you have bring a whole lot of people together. I meet a lot of like-minded people while playing good games. I'll never turn down a friend request. Just in case someone wants to play something new, something different, something in general. Just socializing with people is awesome. The community of gaming is fantastic. you know, you've got your toxic people and whatnot, but realistically, I've spent a lot of time of my 20 years of living, or 21 years of living, playing video games, and I love it because you can get so many stories from it. So if you liked this video, please feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to read your comments. That wraps up this video, and I'll see you in the next one.